Pedestrian hit and runs, they're surging in the city of Fresno, and the numbers speaking for themselves.
Our Ben Morris sat down with Fresno Police Chief Paco Balderrama with what needs to happen to prevent these tragedies.
Chief Balderrama tells me it's shocking to have so many vehicle pedestrian deaths so early in the year, saying something has to be done.
Law enforcement is responding. Report a vehicle versus pedestrian with the pedestrian pinned under the vehicle.
This is the scene of the latest vehicle versus pedestrian fatality in the city of Fresno, where a man was hit and killed in the area of Ventura and 6th Street last Friday night. In just 24 days this year, 7 pedestrians have been hit and killed by vehicles. That's 25% of all 28 fatalities last year, nearly a third of the 22 in 2021.
It's been an incredibly fast start this year as far as auto peds. Very concerning to me as police chief. It's very concerning to the mayor as a leader of the city, and we've already had some robust conversations as far as what can we do to prevent these moving forward.
We reached out to the mayor's office today, but they were not able to comment on the deadly trend. Chief Balderrama tells me he, the mayor, and Public Works are looking into what can be done to make the city safer for those walking and biking.
Funding is limited, but we got to find ways to add bike lanes, add crosswalks, add lighting. I think all these things will help, along with education, making our community aware of this issue that we're facing right now and what they can do to help.
Of those killed so far this year, the chief says 3 or 4 have been transient or unhoused people, roughly half the total amount. The exact number of vehicle versus pedestrian accidents so far this year are not available. Balderrama talks about another obstacle officers face, California's new Freedom to Walk Act, allowing people to legally cross or jaywalk outside of intersections.
We cannot give a citation for that unless basically a person is doing so deliberately and running out in front of cars. Then we can take enforcement action. So does that help? No. Does that limit our ability to be proactive and possibly reduce the number of auto peds? It limits us. It certainly does.
Advocates like Joe Martinez are all for any additional resources to help keep pedestrians safe. In 2013, his 21-year-old son Paul was crossing the street when he was struck by a driver going 54 in a 40. Paul later died at a local hospital. Now, Joe fights to avoid any more unnecessary deaths.
We should have 0 deaths in the city of Fresno. 7 is 7 too many because behind every person there's a family left behind.
Martinez says he's been working around the country, state, and city, where he and other advocates pushed Fresno leaders to apply for a Safe Streets and Roads grant, which would provide $1 million for the city for programs to limit pedestrian deaths to 0.
If the city is serious about prevention, is serious about ending traffic deaths, and serious about reaching 0, it has got to put the resources in place.
Martinez says the city should know whether or not they'll be getting the grant money in the coming days, a first step in setting up their own program. Ben Morris, KC24, local news that matters.